Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys why in Season 2, you guys should be raising your editing sensitivity. I'm going to show you guys what I raised my editing sense to, and why you guys should as well. And real quick, before we get into the video, I'm going to be giving away 2,000 free V-Bucks. If you guys want a chance to enter this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, turn on my post notifications so you guys can get notified for every single new video, and as well leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. Also, if you guys would like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is to plug in my code. My code is YoungHumor, and I really do appreciate all you guys who have me added as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so here in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys why you should be raising your editing sensitivity, especially for those of you guys who play on controller. I'm going to be showing you guys the new editing sensitivity that I've been playing on for the past few weeks. And for those guys who watched my last settings video yesterday, I did show that I raised my editing sensitivity. And I wanted to explain exactly why, show you guys the specific edits that are really important in this game that I feel like you need to raise your editing sensitivity to really have an advantage on. So going into my settings, right here, I moved my editing sensitivity to a 2.4. I used to play, I believe it was a 2.1. I moved it up to a 2.4, so I ended up raising my editing sensitivity. Of course, you wouldn't want to go crazy and raise it up to like a 3, but I'm going to show you guys why playing on a higher editing sensitivity is going to be the ideal settings to have. So here at a 2.1 I was on, it still is really good. I can edit just fine. I have no problems, and I'm still able to edit very quickly. But there was a few edits specifically that were a little bit more challenging playing on a lower editing sense than I really wanted to. And those edits really were a make or break for me. So I'm going to show you guys those specific edits that are really important and a must have for a higher editing sensitivity. Because if you play on a lower, even if most of the edits in the game are very good, these edits specifically are going to be a little bit more challenging and kind of a pain to deal with. So as far as the editing sensitivity that I would recommend you guys try out, I moved it up to a 2.4. I would recommend anything from like a 2.2 to 2.6. I mean, 2.6 is definitely a little bit on the higher end, and a lot of you guys who play on console probably wouldn't play on that. So I would say I would try out at least a 2.2. I'd give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, if it feels way too fast, and of course you want to slow it down because it's better to have a slower editing sensitivity being more accurate than to have a very high editing sensitivity and then missing a bunch of edits. So one of the most important edits in this game is going to be the double edit, where you edit the floor and you also edit the cone. And when you're going for this edit, a lot of times you want to edit both the squares on both the floor and the cone. In order to do this very quickly, you need to have a higher editing sensitivity. And this is going to be extremely important, extremely vital in Season 2, because there's so many different plays in this game that you want to have to that you're going to have to edit a floor and a cone at the same time, meaning that you want to have a high enough editing sensitivity to where you're able to edit the floor and the cone extremely quickly. And also after you edit that, you want to have a good enough sensitivity where you can flick back over or readjust your aim over to the player you're trying to take shots at. So having a higher editing sensitivity is going to be extremely important when doing this. Of course, you can do it on like a 2 or maybe like even a 1.9 at the lowest, but it is going to be much slower, and especially in I guess now in Season 2, where everyone's moving very quickly. You have players who are very good. You have to be as fast as possible, so that's why I feel like having that little bit of a boost on my editing sensitivity is going to be extremely important and a must-have, at least for myself. A lot of you guys might not think so, and you feel like you're good enough on the sensitivity that you have, but I feel like having that little bit of boost, having that little bit extra from like a 2.1 or a 2 to 2.4, just gives me that little bit of an edge that helps me edit just enough quick to where I'm able to edit both the floor and the cone, and also readjust my aim and go for the quick shot. And this is going to be more and more important the better plays that you play. So if you like to play arena, or at least for myself, when I play pubs, I literally just play scrims. I mean, most of the times when I'm in a solo game, I mean, I'm playing heal-offs, and it's just really so annoying. And the people I go against are just some keyboard and mouse players that just crank their 90s, they just crank their builds and edits. So you have to be very quick if you want to have any sort of shot on the other player. So being able to edit as fast as possible for myself is going to be something I really need to improve. And for myself, I really do like practicing when it comes to practicing different edits. I really do like editing courses and free builds. But like I said, the reason why I moved up my editing sensitivity is I got really good, but I feel like it just wasn't enough, and raising my editing sensitivity really gave me that little bit of edge that I was looking for. So I really do highly recommend trying it out. And also another reason when you're editing a wall, and you guys probably already know this, maybe you really didn't think about it, but when you are editing a wall, the further you are back, the less you have to move your analog stick, and the closer you are, the more you have to move it. Because when you're right up against the wall and you're right next to it, and you want to go for an edit on it, you have to pretty much drag your analog stick all the way around. And as you can see, I'm right up against it. You have to move so much more in order to edit the same wall. So if you play on a very low editing sensitivity, this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. It's not going to be that bad if you're backed up a little bit. But for instance, if you're in a box and then you have a ramp in there, maybe you have a cone and you need to back up, having a higher editing sensitivity can save you a lot of the times, because you're able to edit out the back because you have that higher editing sensitivity versus a little bit lower. It's going to slow you down just a little bit, and that little bit can be a make or break in between losing the game and winning the game. So that's another reason, or really a big reason, and why I raised up my editing sensitivity. Is I feel like sometimes I was getting screwed because I was in a box, I was pushed up against the wall, and I really needed to edit out as fast as possible, and I wasn't able to do so on the sensitivity that I had. Of course, it really wasn't bad playing on a 2, you're still able to do pretty quickly, but I feel like sometimes it was screwing me up. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to raise my editing sensitivity, and I did see major improvements in that aspect, and that's also another reason and why I really do recommend raising your editing sensitivity. So those are really the two major ones. Of course, there's different edits that you can consider as well. So maybe if you're in a box and you're trying to edit the top 3 squares and you're up against the wall, then that can help as well. But it's same kind of concept. Is basically if you're in a box right up against the wall, having a higher editing sensitivity will save you because you're able to move a lot quicker. And also when it comes to editing the floor and the cone, that is a very essential edit, especially I've seen in Season 2, going against keyboard and mouse players that just spam build all over the place. They're either extremely quick, and if I want to get any sort of shot on them, I have to be as fast as I possibly can. And the sensitivity that I had was good, but I feel like it wasn't good enough, and I feel like I got that little bit of advantage I was looking for playing on the sensitivity that I do. So I really do recommend raising your sensitivity. It also really takes into account if you play on PC or console, because those of you guys who play on console, I remember when I was playing, I could not play a higher sensitivity. The higher frames you have, the more, I guess, it feels a lot better, it feels a lot smoother, meaning that you really can play a higher sensitivity a lot easier on higher frames than you can on, let's say, 30 or 60 FPS. So that will have a major impact on your decision, whether you decide to raise your editing sensitivity or regular settings, or if you decide not to. So myself, I do play in 240 FPS, and I think anything above like 120 or 144, you should be all set, and I really do recommend raising your sensitivity. But like I said, if you play on console, it can be a little bit more difficult, but like anything, if you're really used to console and you feel like you can handle a higher sensitivity, then I would recommend trying it out, seeing how it is, and at the very least, give it a shot. If you don't like it, then obviously you can just switch it back. But I feel like you will find great benefit in those specific edits, and it will take, I guess, with anything, any sort of bind changes you have, any sort of sensitivity you change, I always do recommend changing it slowly, because if you try to change your sensitivity all at once, your muscle memory is going to be really bad, and you're going to be messing up edits left and right. So I would just recommend raising it by maybe 1 or 2 points. You don't have to jack it all the way up to a crazy high sensitivity. I would just recommend just raising your sensitivity by, I would say, 2 points at most. Give it a few days if you like it, and if you feel like you want to raise it a little bit more, then you can. And if you just like how the sensitivity is after that boost in 2 points, then you can keep it at that sensitivity. So that's my recommendations when it comes to editing sensitivity, why I would recommend raising it, and why you guys should as well. And of course, every change we'll consider if you play on PC, you play on console, or if you play Switch or mobile, whatever you play on, everything will have an impact on how everything feels. And lastly, if you're looking to improve your edits, I think the best and most practical way to do it is box fights. I've been saying that for a very long time. So if you're moving around your sensitivity, maybe it could just be your X and Y, your building sensitivity, whatever the case may be, I would recommend playing some box fights against friends so you can really get a feel and just understand if you really like that sensitivity or not. So that's what I would recommend. If you change any of your settings, I would recommend playing either Zone Wars, box fights, things like that, where you can build a lot and edit a lot without having to I guess, go into a game, choke a few edits, die, and then repeat. So that's what I would recommend doing. Anyways, guys, that's wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright, guys, I'll see you next video.